Modern life is a project of intense refinement. We spend trillions engineering our environments, economies, and schedules to be as frictionless and predictable as possible. This rests on a specific assumption that removing volatility makes a system invincible. We believe that if we can just eliminate the bumps in the road, the vehicle will never break. But the logic of the glass cup suggests otherwise. A glass survives only in a perfectly stable environment. It lacks any mechanism to absorb an external shock, meaning its very nature is defined by fragility. To counter this, we build robust systems, like heavy stone walls. These are designed to resist stress without changing their state. They take the hit and remain standing. Yet even a wall has a breaking point. When the world delivers a massive, improbable shock, a black swan, these robust systems often find they have no way to adapt. They simply shatter, leaving behind a field of shocked traders and ruined institutions. Philosopher Nassim Nicholas Taleb argues that our understanding of survival is missing a vital component. He suggests that fragile and robust are only the first two parts of a much larger triad. The third category is antifragile. It describes a system that requires stressors, chaos, and disorder to reach its optimal state. While a robust wall wants to be left in peace, an antifragile entity uses volatility as fuel. It gains strength through the very events that would destroy a glass cup. By shielding ourselves from every minor friction, we inadvertently starve our natural capacity for growth. We trade short-term comfort for long-term vulnerability. To survive an unpredictable world, we have to stop trying to predict every crisis. Instead, we have to engineer our lives to benefit from the inevitable chaos. We see the mechanics of this growth within our own bodies. Biology doesn't just tolerate stress, it demands it. This curve represents hormesis, a phenomenon where a controlled dose of stress triggers a massive adaptive response. The system takes a brief hit, but the rebound leaves the organism at a permanently higher level of strength. This is the logic of muscle hypertrophy. Lifting a heavy weight creates microscopic tears in the fiber. The body interprets this pain as a signal that the current muscle is inadequate, so it rebuilds the tissue larger and denser. Fasting operates the same way. Temporary nutrient deprivation acts as an acute stressor, triggering autophagy, a process where the body cleans out damaged cells to prepare for future challenges. Discomfort is the essential data the body needs to stay healthy. In a biological system, zero stress is a precursor to decay. Fragilistas, the policymakers and managers who run our macro systems, often try to ignore this biological reality. They attempt to smooth out the natural volatility of the markets, treating the economy like a washing machine that constantly needs fixing. When these artificial stabilizers eventually fail, the entire system crashes. These leaders often lack skin in the game, meaning they don't suffer when their fragile designs fail the rest of us. Investor Ray Dalio took the opposite approach. He structured his firm, Bridgewater, to lean into the pain of failure rather than hiding from it. Dalio uses a mental algorithm that views pain as an essential input. He treats every error as a signal that his system's underlying design needs to be updated. Progress requires a loop of direct exposure and honest reflection. You take the shock, you feel the pain, and you use that information to evolve. Without exposure to failure, systems lose their ability to adapt. They become increasingly fragile until the next shock destroys them completely. So how do we choose the right kind of chaos? We need a way to harvest the benefits of volatility without taking risks that can end in total ruin. The barbell strategy avoids the dangerous middle ground. It involves stacking 90% of your resources on one side, hyper-conservative safety, and the remaining 10% on extreme speculative risk. On the low-risk side, you park your assets in ultra-safe investments that ensure you can never be knocked out of the game. You eliminate the possibility of total ruin. On the high-risk side, you take small, measured bets on volatile opportunities. Most of these will fail, but because the downside is capped at just 10%, the failures are survivable. This bimodal setup protects you from the worst-case scenario while keeping you positioned to profit from massive, unpredictable wins. You stop trying to predict the future and start positioning yourself to benefit from whatever it brings. When you structure your life this way, you become the Hydra. Every severed head triggers a violent overcompensation, forcing you to grow back double the strength you lost. Chaos is no longer the enemy, it is the source of your power.